Okay, so this is LumaFusion, and LumaFusion is pretty much the closest you're going to get to like a real video editing application on a mobile device, whether it's an iPhone or an Android or an iPad. A nice big layout interface, lots of options in terms of frame rates and orientations and codecs and color space. It really is like a pro application where, like, you can see here I'm trimming video and I can drop it down on the timeline and overlay it and do B-roll cuts. It's very, very comprehensive, where you can do sort of the same thing in Adobe Rush and iMovie, the applications for the phones, and what's the other one? Splice. You can do it. They're a little bit more simplified, but LumaFusion really gives you a lot of control. You see there on the left-hand side the audio. You have full screen playback. There's just so much you can do. There's lots of text filters and audio filters, and you can do a real audio mix, and you can do voiceovers and transitions. I mean, granted, a lot of the other applications have the same kind of stuff, but this feels like a real video editing program. That's why it's my favorite. Now, this is for people who kind of understand more advanced editing programs, whereas the other applications like Adobe Rushes and iMovie, which I think misses the mark completely, it doesn't give you enough control, and Splice, they're great for more simplified editing applications. If you just want to put some shots together, put a couple filters on it, throw some text on it, and render it out, you can do that. Whereas you see here, LumaFusion gives you a lot more control over just pretty much everything, okay? And there's so many features in this application. It's worth every penny of the $30 you're going to pay for it, especially if you're editing video on set or you want to play something back and do a quick edit for a client right there on your iPad. It's really the perfect editing application for the iPad. You've got all kinds of color filters here. You've got different movements. You've got audio filters to affect the sound quality of the audio. So even if you're recording video on your phone, there's so much flexibility here. When it comes to exporting, all these options, I mean, just save a file, you can upload it to different social media. There's so much you can do. Just throw it right in Google Photos, different resolutions, different formats. Really, it's a real editing program. So if you're serious about editing video on your phone or iPad, LumaFusion is definitely the way to go. But go ahead and check out those other apps. The only thing I didn't like about Splice is that Splice is a subscription payment where you have to keep paying over and over again, whereas Adobe Rushes is free, iMovie's free, and LumaFusion, having all those bells and whistles, just is the logical choice. So I'm Rob Adams for Shuttermag. Thanks so much for watching. Check in next month.